So Tim Cook is retiring. After 15 years of leading Apple, Tim Cook is finally stepping down.
I'm stepping down.
And some guy called John Ternus is now set to take over. Did you know who this guy is? Because I had no clue. Let me know in the comments if you already knew this guy. Anyways, this is a huge news because this marks the end of the Tim Cook era. And to be honest, I think people heavily underrated Tim Cook. They act like he just babysit Apple after Steve Jobs. I say no, because he had, genuinely, one of the best management runs in modern business. In fact, under Tim Cook, Apple's market value grew from $350 billion to $4 trillion, and their yearly profit quadrupled. Which, let me do the math. It's a lot of money. Tim Cook was brilliant at taking what already worked and knowing what would make Apple grow bigger. This guy was like, we need more wearables, we need more ecosystem lock-in, and of course, we need more iPhones. Even near the end, Apple was still printing money. In January 2026, Apple reported a record-breaking quarter with $143.8 billion in revenue. Like I said, people underrate him, but old man Tim Cook was still cooking in his last day before retirement. Anyways, Tim was great, but he's leaving now. So does this mean that Apple needs to panic? Is everything going to go horrifically wrong? Well, of course not, because this John guy actually seems pretty good. This dude joined Apple in 2001, became the vice president in 2013, and then joined Apple's executive team in 2021. So yeah, I think he knows a thing or two about Apple. He knows product, he knows hardware, and most importantly, he seems to understand the customer. But here's the issue. John is inheriting Apple at a weird moment. In 2025, Apple was the world's #1 smartphone vendor, and internationally, Apple is huge too, especially in China. So from a market perspective, this company is doing numbers, and if everything is going great, then what's the problem? Well, there's a big threat to Apple, and this is putting a lot of pressure on John, because Apple's biggest threat is not collapse, it's stagnation. This means falling behind the speed of the market until Apple is no longer the biggest tech company in the world. In fact, Reuters says Apple's strength in discipline, polish, and control might also be the exact thing slowing it down if the next tech era rewards disruption, openness, and faster iteration. And some might say, you can already see Apple stagnation when you talk about the little thing called AI. This is the obvious one. The rest of tech world has been screaming about AI for 3 years now. Meanwhile, Apple has been looking pretty slow in the AI race. And this brings us back to John Ternus. Because if Apple's risk is stagnation, and the clearest sign of that right now is AI, then maybe this is the reason why Apple picked an engineering product guy. By choosing a hardware leader, Apple may still believe the future of AI will run through tightly integrated devices. Although, if I'm being really honest, maybe Apple being behind in AI isn't a bad thing, because honestly, AI has been kinda disaster lately, and it's been failing to replace human workers. You should definitely check out my last video for more information about that. But if AI does end up being a huge part of the next era, then John Ternus might actually be perfect, and his engineering background will lead Apple to a more product-focused future before Apple stagnates and gets left behind. Anyways, that's it. We will see what he builds. And probably he'll build a cat iPhone for me one day. Meow. Period.